Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
This is Randall Via, currently serving 1,214 years for capital murder and armed robbery. Currently being housed at King Mountain Correctional Center in Oakwood, Virginia, USA. Welcome to the podcast, Red Onion Randy. I hope you enjoyed listening today. If you have any questions or comments or want to leave a message or whatever, I've got a voicemail line. That number is 1-888-524-1932. You can also visit my website, which is new and improved and got different features and whatnot, at www.redonionrandy.com. I hope you do. Let's get started with the podcast. Yeah, this episode is, this one is a little bit near and dear to my heart. My wife, Nicole, Nick, as I call her, she flew over from England to visit me, and it was, it was the greatest 8 hours of my life. Obviously it was a bit expensive. Seems like everything is nowadays. It was a little bit, it was a little bit hectic. It was a little bit out of control. It's always something. Oh my God, it's always something. So, originally, my buddy Michael, too, the new editor, he was supposed to come down from Ontario, Canada, meet Nick in Richmond, Virginia. They was going to stay overnight there, and then, Michael was going to drive her down to the prison, and they was going to come in and visit with me. And, he probably would have spent the first 2 hours with us, and then he would have got up and left and, just went and basically sat outside in the car or whatever, and while me and Nick got 2 hours alone. That was the original plan. But due to the Trump-Doe war, with the tariffs back and forth and, all of that crap, it just, the Canadian economy kind of bottomed out a little bit, and he couldn't afford to do it. So that kind of left me and Nick high and dry. We were starting to think that the visit wasn't going to happen. And then, lo and behold, God made a way. My friends David and Sarah Joyner from Salem, Virginia, they stepped up. They stepped up big time, especially Sarah. Because I called and I was talking to them, and I kind of, explained the situation and what was going on. And, Michael felt extremely bad about it. He still does. But, what are you going to do when, two different countries are freaking beefing together, and they're making it a pain in the ass to cross the border and all this crap? Sarah's like, look, if you want, we will help. We will go out of our way to help you. And my God, did they go out of their way. So I got Nick and Sarah, in touch with one another. They started talking, and when Nick flew in, she flew in on a Wednesday and stayed until Friday morning-ish, give or take, in Richmond at the hotel right outside of the airport there. Sarah drove up a few hours, picked her up. Not just picked her up, but drove her through Charlottesville and actually took her around my hometown of where I grew up and, showed her some of the sights. They had lunch there and everything, and then they drove down to back to the Salem area, Roanoke area. Nick got a hotel, and, they hung out, went to dinner and everything, and the very next day, on Saturday, Sarah and David picked her up at the hotel, drove her all the way up here to Oakwood, Virginia, dropped her off, waited until she got in and made sure that she was in and not coming out and all that stuff, and then they left and hung out and did a couple of things for a few hours and then came back and picked her up when her visit was over with. Like, they made it entirely possible. Them two are the only reason I got to see my wife in person, and I got to spend that time with her. So, much love and respect to them. It goes without saying, when I'm in a position to bless them and show my respect to them for what they did for us, I'm absolutely going to. Now, when she walked in, oh my God. I got there first. Normally, the visitors are in there in the visitation room, sitting in the chairs and whatnot before we get there. But when they called me, like, I hauled ass. Normally, it's about a 5-minute walk from the building all the way to the visitation room. Like, it's a long ways. It takes a minute. It took me a minute 30 tops. Like, I was moving. Got down there, got dressed. Lieutenant Dye took me into the little back room. I had to strip down naked. I had to run my fingers through my hair, my beard, behind my ears. I had to run them through my gums. I had to show them my armpits. I had to lift my penis, my balls. I had to turn around, lift my feet, squat, and cough. And get dressed again, but I couldn't get dressed in my jeans and, my button-up shirt. I would have liked to, because I make that look good. I had to put on this damn brown, like beige brown, one-piece, zip-up, overall jumpsuit-looking thing. And I had to put it on backwards, so that the CO actually has to zip it up the back, which is just, it's uncomfortable. I don't really care for that, but at the end of the day, I don't give a, I want to see my wife, I'll tolerate it. He took me in, I went, I got the chairs all the way in the back, right in front of the doors, because they got an outside area. Before COVID, you and your family could actually go outside if it was nice out and, have your visit outside. Ever since COVID, they stripped all the vending machines out. There's no more food. There's no more sodas. There's no more outside visit, any of that stuff. Which sucks, especially if you're in there for 4 hours or longer or whatever the case may be. It is what it is. So I'm sitting there, and she comes walking in. She's got, as she calls them, Adidas, which, everybody in America knows how to properly pronounce it. It's called Adidas, not Adidas, Englanders. She had on, like, these tight, like, fake leather jeans, pants thing on, and just a blouse with a little zip-up jacket, and just her hair was long, makeup was phenomenal, and when she come walking in, my fucking heart just started pounding. I could literally hear it in my ears. It was just so loud, I could feel it. Like, it reverberated through me. And I stood there just watching her, just in awe. Like, when I say she's beautiful, like, I know everybody says that about their wife, but, like, I literally mean it. Like, she genuinely, physically beautiful. Like, she's way too good looking for me. And I don't care. God loves me more than everybody else, and I can live with that. And when she came up, I took her in my arms and started kissing her. Her lips are so soft. It isn't. Oh my God. I've read so many books, thousands upon thousands of books. I have no clue how many. And I've read so many times that during a kissing scene, they'd be like, her lips were pillow soft. And like, it used to aggravate me. Like, I never understood I've kissed a few girls in my life. I might be a virgin, but I've still kissed some girls. I didn't understand what that meant. Now, I do. Like, I can still feel them. Like, I can still taste her. I can still smell her. Oh, she felt right. She fit my body perfectly. I mean, we were made for each other. I mean, man, oh my God. It was awesome. I mean, we sat down, after we kissed for a little bit. We spent 4 hours together on Saturday and another 4 hours together on Sunday. And, I mean, we talked, we laughed. It was, we had serious moments. Everything you want in a conversation. It flowed. There was not a single awkward moment for a second. Even when we just, there were several quiet moments when we just didn't talk. We just looked at each other. And, I made her blush, which was awesome because she's black. I still made her blush. And I didn't say anything or do anything untoward. I kept looking at her. Like, I kept drinking her in with my eyes. And she's like, honey, stop. You're making me blush. Like, I don't care. Like, I can't get enough of you. And oh, man. Yeah, it was the greatest 8 hours of my life. I have never felt so comfortable. I've never felt so one with another human being in my life as I did with her. She is so much more than I ever could have hoped for. Like, if God came down right now and gave me the power, saying, look, I will let you physically create a woman for you. That you can make her look whatever she wants, whatever personality, whatever intelligence, whatever you want. Like, you can dial her into a T. I'd sit there and tell him, I'm good, bro. I already got it, man. You already gave it to me 3 years ago. She is so much more. And that's the thing. Like, everybody wants to focus on her past. Like I've told her multiple times, like, I don't give a fuck about your past. I care about our future together. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because she truly is one of the most special people. It's just perfect. Except for her taste in dogs. But, what are you going to do? I guess she had to have some kind of flaw.
Let's say the things that we both know. Gonna take these words and make them stone. I know a place on the edge of town. The whiskey and the wind are the only sound. Let's make like a tree, grow some roots, do all the things that old folks do. I need you and you need me. What What else more could someone need? You've got a key and I've got a lock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Want someone to lie with, rely on to fly with. Wanna drive all night and head out west with. Get lost in Montana, find the Santa Ana. If we're going nowhere, we're going nowhere fast. Hard times come and hard times pass. I'll be there when the sky turns black. I need you and you need me. What else more could someone need? You've got a key and I've got a lock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock. More could someone need? You got a key and I've got a lock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock. And if that well runs dry, that'll never cross our minds. So bring on the aftershock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock.
You know, what was really funny was Lieutenant Di. I got to say, like, everybody up here talks about, man, Lieutenant Di's an asshole. He's an asshole. He's a dick. No, he's not. Like, dude was cool as he could be. He came around, you know, he checked on us, not just me, but everybody in the visitation room. Do you need anything? Do you want some fresh water or, you know, whatever? Like, you know, he stopped, he talked for a moment, made sure that you was good, and he kept it moving. You know, and he kept stopping by, and he's like, he would look at her and then look at me, and then he's like, he would look back at her and like, seriously? Him? And I'm just grinning my ass off. She kind of shyly blushes. He's like, yeah, him. And I'm like, bruh, God loves me more than every other man on the planet. He's like, I knew you was going to say that. And I was like, you know, it is what it is, man. Truth is true. I should not be with this woman. Like, she's way too good for me. But I ain't getting rid of her. And let me tell you something. When it was time to leave Sunday afternoon, and I'm standing there, I'm kissing her, and I know she's about to leave, and I've been blessed. That's all I can say. I've been blessed. But there was a moment that actually started to piss me off in there, and it wasn't with my wife. On Sunday, I guess word got around how beautiful she is and, you know, what she looks like and whatnot from, you know, the COs that were working on Saturday. So it literally seemed like every single male officer and even a couple of female officers, like, they found reasons to come into the visitation room and walk over to the little stand where the visitation officers sit and watch, you know, what's going on and keep track of time and all that stuff. You know, and like, that was starting to piss me off because Nick was starting to get a little uncomfortable with all of that attention, you know, and I kind of wanted to say something, but I didn't because I knew if one of them would have said something slick, like my wife is right there. Like I probably would have been way too aggressive in responding to him, and that would have just it very easily could have spiraled out of control. But yeah, I was starting to get a little pissed off that they just kept coming over there. Not that me personally, I don't really care. Like, you know, it was a bragging moment for me, I guess, but she was starting to get a little uncomfortable with it when that. I didn't like that, but, you know, it is what it is. But it was great. You know, especially because, like I said, it almost didn't happen. It, you know, freaking, my wife had signed up. I can't believe I almost forgot about this part right here. So my wife had signed up months ago because she knew that she was coming, and Michael knew that he was coming, you know, at that time before, you know, the whole Trump and Trudeau started fighting each other over tariffs and everything. So they signed up, they followed the protocols for in-person visitation, and they was approved to come visit. They had the emails from DOC and GTL saying they were approved for in-person visit. So 2 weeks before you actually show up to the prison, you have to go to GTL in-person visit and log in and sign up saying, hey, I'm going to show up on this date for this amount of time, so on and so forth. And that way the prison can, you know, be prepared. They can have this, you know, the slots available and make sure that you're on the master pass list and all that, which is not a problem. Like, that's the way it should be. But
you have 1 minute remaining.
As soon as they signed up for that, GTL sent them an email saying you're not eligible for in-person visits, only video visits. So I had to go through hell to get that fixed. I had to go through Gay Gardner from the Interfaith Action for Human Rights. She jumped on the ball immediately, contacted Richmond, and started talking to them. And one good thing, I was able to catch Warden Hamilton and Warden Owens, Assistant Warden Owens, making rounds, and I was able to talk to them, and they were like, Val, look, don't worry about it. Your wife shows up to the front gates. She's coming in because we know that you already had this approved. You've got the extended visit approved. Like, they made it possible for her to come see me. And like, it's just, yeah, I thank God, because it's the greatest 8 hours of my life. So, after we had that last kiss, you know, and I was walking towards the change-out room, and for them to shake me down and everything, and, you know, me to get dressed back in my prison clothes, you know, we had that one last look as she was walking out the door towards the front. And, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever hurt that much. Like, you know, I know it sounds cheesy, I know it sounds corny, like, when I say my heart went with her, I mean, my heart went with her on that Sunday night. It's just knowing that was it. Like, when's the next time am I going to see my wife? That hurt right there. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, that Sunday night was, man, that was rough. You know, I came back. You know, I went in the cell, I made something to eat, and I sat there, and all I could do was just, like, I wasn't crying or anything like that. I was sad, I was depressed, I was hurt, there's no question about that, but when, you know, like, when am I getting out? Like, God, when am I going to go? I'm going to get to go live with my wife, and I'm going to get to actually just spend every day with her instead of just a couple hours here or there. You know, 20 minutes on a phone. Yeah, my heart went with her. It just, yeah. I'm telling you, I could talk about this for hours.
All right, that's all the time we have for now. I appreciate you listening to me, more than you'll probably ever know. I just want to let you know, don't forget to check out my website, redonionrandy.com. And for those of you who want to hear more, or you want to listen to the episodes commercial-free, or hear me and my editor discuss a little bit further into the episodes, please go to Patreon, join me, support me. It's only $5 a month, and it will help me. It will help me out a lot. With filing for a pardon and getting the assistance I need to help get out of prison, and pay for the phone calls and so on and so forth. Thank you for listening. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you for using GTL.